JL, are you looking forward to getting home?
Yeah, I am. It's gone pretty quick. The 2 weeks, to be honest. Like, we're sort of always keeping busy, and the club's been really good at, accommodating to us as players, giving us downtime and training. So it's gone pretty quick, but yeah, very much looking forward to getting home.
How is everyone at home?
Yeah, all been well. My partner's mum was able to fly in, which was handy, so she got a bit of a chop out there, and I think as well as all the other players, they're going really well. We had a group Zoom conference with all them, and they all seem to be going pretty well. They're obviously playing games against other clubs, which helps, so it all seems to be well.
I wanted to ask about that Zoom chat, and I'll shut up after this one, but how important was that to make sure the group knows, or just to keep that together and togetherness, because being away, you haven't had everyone in the hub, have you?
Yeah, there's guys that I haven't seen for a couple of weeks now or spoken to, so I think, as players, they really appreciated just having a chat, checking in. Even the coaches back there, there's a couple of development coaches there, and I think they're doing a really good job keeping the players enthused, and obviously playing games against other clubs has really helped that. So, they all seem to be going pretty well back home.
I guess it's not the ideal situation being away in New South Wales, but as a group, has there been a benefit maybe sort of bring the team closer together?
Oh, well, it's hard to get any closer than this group at the moment. I think the whole of last year and this year's, as a group, we're really close knit, and we're all in each other's pockets here, but it's not a bad thing. It's a really well gelling team, and we're all having great fun. Obviously, winning helps. So to get the win on the weekend was really important. But we're enjoying each other's company.
Whoever think you will be playing young footy at Metricon, not against the Suns?
Yeah, it will be weird playing there. It's a great ground. I really enjoyed playing there when I was at the Suns. So looking forward to playing there, and obviously getting back to Queensland and sort of getting back to some sort of normality.
What did you take out of that win on Saturday, Jarryd? It looks like it was pretty even around the contest, but your ball use looked exceptional. I'm sure you've reviewed it. What did you take out of it?
Yeah, we had a look at it last night. We obviously played some really good footy, as you said, used the ball really well. Probably around the contest, I think they got us in contested possession, but we made it really hard for them to get any free-flowing footy from those sort of contested areas. So we really shut down their ball movement, and obviously on the back of turnover, we were able to move the ball pretty freely ourselves. So that's obviously something that we probably didn't do last week against Geelong. So it was really nice to bounce back.
Obviously, the week before when Geelong got on a bit of a roll, you struggled you couldn't stop them. But the other day against the Giants, what changed when they kicked 3 or 4 in a row now?
Yeah, we had a lot of chat about what happened in that third quarter last week against Geelong, and it kind of looked like it was the same sort of thing happening again. So it was almost a great lesson to learn last week, because we put it into place this week and stopped their momentum when they were coming. Probably more than once. I think they come a few times, and they really put it to us. The boys really stood up when we needed to. There was a couple of big moments in the game that we've gone through, and what we didn't do last week, we pretty much did the opposite this week and did it right. So it was really exciting.
Do you have to look at that, like what happens at half time? It's sort of been 2 weeks in a row that there's been a bit of a drop off.
We addressed it last week that we were still ahead in the game, and we came out looking flat, probably because we thought we should have been up by more. But this week, I think we came out and kicked the first goal of the third quarter, so it wasn't coming out flat. Like, we came out really well. GWS just capitalised on a few of our poor turnovers more than anything, rather than getting beaten at the contest. So, we certainly addressed that. Probably last week was a very poor third quarter in terms of what we've been putting up, but we made sure that Teams are going to come, whether it's the third quarter, whether it's the second quarter or the last quarter. You just got to make sure you can't let them kick 3 or 4 in a row like we did against Geelong. We made sure it was only 1 or 2 this weekend, and then we sort of put a stop to it. So that was probably the learning we took out of it.
Jarryd, can you tell us about the... Sorry, I was going to say, Jarryd, can you tell us about the impact of your young guys? Like, it's pretty hard for guys like yourself and Lockie to go to a higher level, but guys like Cam Rayner and Zach Bailey on the weekend have. Can you tell us about the impact of those sort of second and third year players?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've grown enormously, especially over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. Cam's gone to another level, taking his game from just being a forward to being able to come in the midfield and give a few of us a chop out, which is something he's been working really hard on. So yeah, it's great to see him sort of get the credit he deserves because he's done a lot of things right. And yeah, Zach Bailey, obviously, he's a great running wingman, but the ability for our wingers and mids to kick goals now has been really important. And yeah, Bales has hit the scoreboard a few times, and there's plenty of young blokes like Starcevic has come through really well. Yeah, I mean, could rattle them all off. Tommy Berry, he's really playing his role, and I think that's what it's all about. No one's really standing out. Everyone's just doing the team things, and if you get 22 blokes playing their role on the weekend, you tend to win a lot of games of footy.
The team have found a bit of form the last couple of weeks. They've got one of the premier midfielders now, Christian Petrarca. I assume this is probably going to be another big challenge for you guys?
Yeah, their last 2 weeks, we've obviously been staying at the same hotel at them, and yeah, kept a close eye on them, and they've had 2 really good wins against a couple of decent sides. Knocking off the Suns last week was pretty important for them, and obviously they've taken a step forward. But it's no different to what we've been playing the last couple of weeks. We've just got to make sure that we sort of negate the influence of their midfield. That seems to be their big strength. And yeah, we're happy to go head to head with them. I think our mids have been pretty good lately. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting game of footy, I reckon. But yeah, very much looking forward to it.
Jarryd, it's a pretty good time for Queensland footy at the moment. I mean, you played for the Suns and they're playing for the Lions. Lions, premiership favourites. The Suns are doing well. Sort of how good does that feel? And just on the Suns, are you happy with the way that they're going? This season.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of great mates at the footy club still, and it is exciting to see them going well. There's guys there that have been through a lot of heartache for a lot of years, so it is really good to see guys like Dave Swallow and Sammy Day and Jarryd Harbrow and those sort of guys that have put up with a fair bit over the time. So yeah, it's great for Queensland footy in general, just to sort of bring the sport back to front of mind with a lot of Queenslanders. And yeah, it's great to see the young kids getting around in Lions and Suns Guernseys now and kicking AFL balls at the park is always nice to see. So yeah, it is. It's really exciting for footy in general.
Excellent. Just on you guys, Jarryd, I mean, you're second on the ladder, but to the whole swagger team sort of nipping at your heels, only a game or so behind. Is there pressure to produce, a fourth quarter performance every week?
Yeah, I mean, we want to win every week. It's going to be a season that you can't afford to drop games that you should win, and I think a lot of teams are playing good footy. Like, there's not a lot of games you're going to pencil in as wins each week, and I think we've sort of seen that, especially early rounds. There was no favourites winning at all. So yeah, it is. It's one of those things, and now we've got games in Queensland that what people are going to tell us that we've got to win and things like that. But we're just going to go through the process and take the old cliche 1 week at a time, because we don't actually know who we're playing the week after. So yeah, it's going to be a tough sort of 6 to 9 weeks from now, but whoever can last the longest is going to come out on top.
There's going to be a lot of people, especially clubs down south, fans down south, saying that's not going to, that's not going to be it. The fact that Brisbane have this advantage playing home, the Suns are the same. What do you sort of say to them?
I mean, the Victorian teams travel 5-6 times a year if they're lucky. We travel every second week, so what goes around comes around, I say.